Hey there, everybody. So going to do a little bit of a different video here today. I know it's been a while since I posted here, but I myself haven't went out going looking for any abandoned places in quite some time. It's just the middle of winter here in New York, and really money and time constraints doesn't allow me a lot of time to go searching for new places. I will get back to doing that when the time is available, but did want to check in here, do a little bit of a different video today and just so show off some of the stuff that I collect, video games, toys, and whatnot here. Probably be a recurring feature here as these are some of my interests. So without further ado, let's take a look here and let me know in the comments if this is something that you'd like to see a little bit more of and get a little bit more in depth. Any questions, feel free to ask. But without further ado, let's go ahead and flip this around and see what we have. So this is kind of the main shelving area here for most of my collection here. As you can see, got a lot of the reissued Transformers from Walmart here. Soundwave here probably will be going to eBay sometime in the near future, just as like I said earlier, kind of money restraints going on here. And I do have the original Soundwave itself. He's almost complete anyway with a couple of the cassettes here, so I can part ways with this guy and not feel too bad about it. But it does look quite nice there, sitting on top of the reissued Devastator as well. You can see some other little random stuff here. Ghostbusters and Is from the Max. Of course, tiny little Green Bay Packers helmet here. I don't know why that got flipped around, because that is my team here. And going down here, there's Optimus Prime and Hot Rod. Got original Soundwave or Shockwave, as well as Galvatron. Both are working. Throw batteries in them. The sounds do work there. Also, got this Mikey as Batman a few months back here. I thought it was just a great figure. Two my favorite things mashed up into one. And Starscream here, even though I do have the original pretty much complete, the main reason I would like to keep that besides the packaging is the tiny handheld Megatron we can have there. Move on down here, and did go through quite a few video games, and basically what I am keeping now is stuff that I have a sentimental attachment to or that I actually play. So as you can see, GameCube, some Wii, PlayStation 2, with some other random toys here, and some other PS2 there with some other toys there. Those horror minis will probably be going up for sale with the exception of Freddy Krueger on eBay. If anything here it does interest you, feel free to say something in the comments. Not everything is for sale. Most of this is for display, as it is with my personal collection. And we'll go ahead and move on to this side here. This was the main area that I started setting up here. Dinobots, as well as the Swoop over on the other shelf, are probably going to go up for sale here, as I don't really have a sentimental attachment to them. And again, I do need to pare down a lot of things here. You can see we do have a few autograph pictures hanging there. Jason Mewes and Brian O'Halloran. And some other stuff here, boxed NES Advantage, Radiation Ranger, my absolute favorite Toxic Crusader toys. You'll see Split Kit there, my all-time favorite Garbage Pail Kid. And funnily enough, follow me on Instagram. I bought one blind box years ago and ended up getting the one that I wanted. And there is the Soundwave with the rub sign original, some Battle Beasts. The Nintendo drawer is broken there, just trying to lean it there for a while here until I can do more of a permanent fix. I went to open it one day and it kind of just snapped, which is crazy, but I do actually keep all the slots in there filled with some of my favorite games. We'll open this up here. Nothing much in here except a Dragon Warrior Explorer's Handbook here, as well as the original Gray on Gray NES Zapper. I did have quite a few of the orange ones, and recently had sold those in a huge lot of video games here. Move on down now, and there is the complete set of Food Fighters, minus variants here. I'm not going for the variants, they're way too expensive. And pared down my NES collection from about 300 games to roughly about 100, including what's in the drawer there. We'll move down to the bottom shelf and see the boxed ones that I had kept as well. Real Lemon, and I got that hamburger or cheeseburger off somebody on Instagram. I think it came off of like a trophy or something. Paid like $3 for it just because I'm a real big fan of anthropomorphic food. Tried to keep a video game theme on this shelf. As you can see, I'm not a huge amiibo collector, but I did get the link from Link's Awakening on there, day of release with the game, and Urbosa as well. You can see some other World of Nintendo figures on here, as well as some Kinect, some older PVC style ones as well as Ocarina of Time and Majora's Mask. There's my slimmed down Super Nintendo collection, pretty much all games that I do play from time to time. My modest Switch collection, and a few more NES titles there behind Skeletor. This down here, kind of a random shelf. I have tons of movies, but don't really have the room to put all of them on there, so put a lot of my more watched or favorite titles on here. Just stuff that I can grab from time to time and watch if I'd like to. With, again, a huge G.I. Joe collection I pared down to what you see there, with maybe another 2 to 3 figures roughly somewhere in the closet or in my room here. As well as some of the Marvel Universe figures, Thanos and Apocalypse, 2 of my favorites there, as well as a few representation of Jason Voorhees here, which is basically where my namesake comes from. Even though I only have one O in the name, there is an explanation behind that. We can get to that in the future. And down here, I've recently pared down my Thundercats collection from a huge probably 25 figures down to what you see here, with a few others there. Again, a handful of PlayStation games that I kept, a couple of my Super NES boxes, as well as my boxed games for the NES. Again, usually something I would play or have sentimental attachment to. And other than that, that's going to wrap it up for this video here. Again, like I said, I did want to do something a little bit different here, just because I did want to post something, kind of get some of my other interests on here and kind of reach a wider audience, if you will. Again, please leave comments. Let me know if you enjoyed the video, if you have any other ideas here, have questions about any of the other stuff. I could almost give you a story about every single item you see on this shelf, whether where I got it from, story that goes with it, childhood memory, etc. Just because I have a memory like that. And again, if I were to do another future video here, you'd probably see a few items gone, as they will be going to eBay here. However, if there are fellow collectors out there, somebody looking for something specific, we can kind of cut out that middleman of eBay and work out maybe a deal on something else there. Again, Dinobots for certain, with the Swoop, who is right there, unbroken beak and wings, as well as the other 3 Dinobots that I have here. And just for a little bit of screen time here, take off my Everyday Ranger hat just to show Cherry and a Dinosaurs Attack card that I remember quite fondly from when I was a kid. So that'll do it for today. If you're already a subscriber, I do thank you for that here. If you haven't already, go ahead and hit that subscribe button, leave comments, follow me for notifications here, and any ideas for future videos. Again, any other questions, feel free to leave them in the comments. Thanks again for watching, and we'll see you next time.